Hey, what's going on guys? Alex here with TFL and I'm here at Radica in Denver, Colorado. You might remember the camper on the back of my Ram 2500 that I absolutely love. But we're here because they have an all-new product, the Moonlander X, and we have a pretty sweet truck that we need to put it on, our Ranger Raptor. So we're gonna get it in the shop, see what their new facility is like, see what this new camper is all about, get it installed, and then take it up into the mountains and see how it does camping in the real world. All right, so you guys probably remember Luke, you're the founder of Radica, right?
Correct, the Moonlander X. We're super excited to introduce this new model of Moonlander. We've gone a little taller and a little bigger, and it now goes over the cab of the truck. The cab over space is specifically designed for more storage, and the additional headroom allows for more of a living space inside of Moonlander. So regular Moonlander is great. It's a comfortable, safe sleeper. Moonlander X is that plus a living space and additional storage for your gear. All of our raw material comes in on this end of the factory. We start with raw aluminum sheet metal and raw aluminum extrusions. This 6x12 CNC cuts all of our panels and roof for the camper, and it's all automated. Once the panels are pre-cut, it's ready for the camper. So this is the welding area. We weld all of our aluminum frames with Miller push-pull welders. Once the frame is welded, it comes out this way. At this point, the frame is ready for the panels. So we clean the aluminum, we prep it for our VHB tape. All of our panels are adhered with what's called VHB tape from 3M. That stands for very high bond. About 2 inches of this tape, and you can do pull-ups from a bar with it. So it's incredibly strong. It lasts 30 plus years. Once the panels are done, it looks like this. The roof is in now. Everything's kind of curing for a while. This is a buffer zone. We put the trim on. It starts to look nice. And then we bring it over here and we do our final seals. Once the trim is on, it is ready for door assembly. So we build all of our doors back here. They're built ahead of the campers so that they're ready to go on as soon as the camper is. We start cutting holes for all of the side windows and accessories. Once the windows are in, we're in Bay 2 assembly. This is where we put on the roof accessories, fan, propane, solar, all of the different accessories that people choose for their Moonlander. Everything's optional, so customers have built this out for their needs. We then hook up all the electrical, and then the camper is ready for final assembly, which is finishing off the camper, putting the nameplate on, making sure it's to our spec. And then once it's done here, we water test it. All of our campers get a 30-minute water test. We built our own wash station that simulates rainfall, and we test our campers for 30 minutes to make sure there's no leaks.
Now, I want to go over here and check out, you've got a bunch, what looks like ready to go customer products over here. They all have different options, which I think is one of the coolest parts about your product is you can kind of customize it any way you want. So you can do no windows if you want, you can put whatever kinds of windows, fan placement can be different on all these.
Exactly. We kind of explain it as it's a build your own pizza. So you start with the base shell, and then you add the toppings that you want. We have an online configurator where you can choose and pick where your options go and actually see a little CAD demonstration of what it's gonna look like.
So last time, one of the biggest comments we got from our viewers that people were impressed with was one, that everything's made here in Denver, but also that your employees were encouraged to make changes to the shop and kind of improve things every day. So
yeah.
What are some of those improvements you've made over the last year or so?
From our last shop, we were in 3,000 square feet. This shop is 20,000 square feet. We've got 18 employees now, and that's a lot of people to help improve our assembly line. We use a mentality of everyone has something to contribute, and if you have an idea, you're working that station every day, we want you to act on those ideas and create those improvements. If we walk through the factory, you can see every tool, every bin has a label, a place. Pretty much everything you see here is the result of either one small or one large improvement from our employees.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's pull our Ranger Raptor in here and get started.
Let's do it.
This is our Moonlander X. It's on their big rack that they use to install these and lift them onto the truck. Obviously, we went with the black finish, couple huge windows on it, max fan up top, and of course, being the Moonlander X, we have this over cab portion. I'm really excited to see this go onto the truck. Obviously a lot smaller than the one I have on my truck, but should still give all the same functionality for sleeping and hauling gear, and possibly even more usability, being able to store the bed up in that overcap portion. Let's see it go on the truck. It's a pretty simple installation process. They start by sealing up some of the gaps in the bed rail of the truck, put a little seal on the actual Moonlander, and then they've got this pretty impressive lift they lift the whole thing up with. There's a scale built into that. The whole thing only weighed 377 pounds, which I think is really impressive. It's a lot lighter than it looks, obviously all aluminum, so you're not cutting into your payload a whole lot on a truck like this. And then they just roll it over the truck, drop it back down, and now we're ready to get it bolted in and start wiring some of the accessories up. All right, pretty easy install it seemed like. Didn't take all that long. Can you show us some of the features of this?
Just like our regular Moonlander, we've got 2 locking stainless steel T-handles on the outside. On the inside, we've got a deadbolt latch so that you can keep Bigfoot out at night. We've got a full-size bed on this short bed, 5-foot Ranger Raptor. These are the Arctic turn windows. These are really awesome windows. They're double pane insulated and they open awning style. And they've got 3 different settings. So 1 click, 2 click, 3 clicks, full drop down screen, and a fully adjustable shader. So you can adjust privacy, airflow, and keep the bugs out. And fully up is a full blackout. Open both of these up and you can get some nice airflow. Because they open awning style, you can keep them open in the rain. And with our new Max Air Deluxe fan option, this can be open in the rain as well, and you can keep air circulating. So this plugs into a battery station like an EcoFlow or Goal Zero. This LED light system has orange light to keep the bugs out. It helps with night vision as well. It's also got cool white and warm white.
All right, so this is one of the big selling points of the new Moonlander X, is the different bed modes and the storage above the bed, or above the cab of the truck.
As you see here, we're in bed mode. When you wake up after your perfect night of sleep in Moonlander, it's time to set up a living area. So we're gonna show you how that works. And just like that, we're in couch mode. So now we've got a massive couch, panoramic view of wherever we're at, and a small living space on this 5-foot truck bed. So with Moonlander X, we're featuring 2 new bubble windows. This is the medium. We're also gonna offer a super, which is about double the width of this one. But the idea here is that you've got a panoramic view of wherever you're at. You can see the stars at night. And for a lot of people, you're gonna have more standing room. Now it's time to haul some gear, haul your bikes, or just create more space inside of Moonlander X. Featuring stow mode, we're gonna show you how this works.
Sweet, so super easy to do, no tools or anything that you need, and now you have a full usable truck bed with all your bedding completely out of the way.
Yeah, it keeps it nice and stored away. You don't have to worry about it. It's not gonna go anywhere, but it's there ready for you when it's time to camp. Just like all Moonlanders, we build them strong enough to stand on the roof. This roof can handle 500 pounds stationary, 300 pounds while driving. We're now featuring a marine foam decking option on top of the roof. So the honeycomb roof lets light through. Some people like that ambient light during the day. Some people want it to be darker. This will help block that light and also just add a nice protective layer on top of the roof. If you're climbing up here a lot, checking out the sunset, getting a viewpoint, this makes it really easy on the knees, helps keep it from scratching, and yeah, just adds a premium finish to the roof.
All right, Luke, well, thank you for showing us around the camper and your shop. Thanks for installing it for us. If people want to learn more about these, where should they go if they want to place an order?
Yeah, check out our website, radicaproducts.com. We've got all the info on Moonlander there. We've got an online configurator. You can customize your Moonlander and see all the pricing up there. Also, check us out on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. We've got videos and content on all 3 of those.
So fully installed, ready to go on the road. Super impressive shop. Everything's made here in the USA, in Colorado. And yeah, it's just cool to see everything come together in one spot. Everything's so organized in there. They really know what they're doing here. But we have one thing left to do, which is actually take it up into the mountains, get it off road, and then go camping. So off-roading with the Moonlander X, pretty easy. The truck still rides really well, and part of that is this Ranger Raptor has such a good suspension, such a good ride off-road. But the Moonlander doesn't affect it all that much. I mean, sure, it's a little bit tippier with it on, but it's still plenty comfortable to drive off-road. You do have to keep in mind how tall you are, because you might run into some tree branches and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I would have no problem taking this on a couple hour long trail. Camper doesn't really make that much of a difference in ride quality, so pretty impressive. All right, so as you can tell, we did a little bit of off-roading and made it up to this campsite. And night 1 of camping out of the Moonlander X is complete. And I gotta say, it was really nice. So let me show you a little bit around what I've got going on here and how this has made the world of a difference in terms of camping out of the back of this truck. So first of all, when you pull up to your campsite, you really just open the door, everything's ready to go. The only thing you actually have to set up is the stuff outside of the truck. So I set up my little camping chair over there. I got a hammock sitting over towards the other side so I can chill over there and just relax a little bit. Pulled my cooler out, my water jug out, and hooked my little fire pit up to the propane on the side, which is really nice having this out of the way here. It makes it really easy to not only fill it up when you go to a propane station to get this filled, but just keeps everything out of the way, and then you don't have a explosive propane tank rolling in the back of your camper like I do with my truck. So that was really nice. Got my cooler here, which is serving as a little step here. And welcome to my little home for the night. So yeah, really comfortable bed platform. I'm gonna kick my shoes off here, put them on my patio, which is my tailgate. And we went with the slim Moonlander, but even still, plenty of room. My feet are kind of touching a little bit towards the end, but sleep a little diagonally. And if you're shorter than I am, you're gonna have zero issues with that. And this mattress is so comfortable. It's really not that thick, but this is probably more comfortable than my bed at home. So I had a really good night's sleep on this, and one of my favorite parts is this bubble window, looking up at the stars at night. This bubble is a lot bigger than what I have in the camper in my truck, and if this truck bed were bigger, you could do an even bigger bubble window back here and really get an insane view of wherever you're camping. So yeah, really liking that. And I gotta say, this over the cab portion right here, super useful. So in my truck with my original Moonlander, I kind of use these side pod areas right here at the end of the bed as my nightstand. So that's where I'll put my phone, bottle of water, my wallet, pocket knife, just things I don't want to lose, things I don't want to sleep with, usually get tucked there. But in this, I've got, if I pull this net down, you'll get a little bit of a better view. If this is empty up here, this is kind of like a little nightstand area. So I've got my coffee mug up here, put my wallet, my phone. This is the little sleeve that my camping chair goes in. So it gives you a nice little spot that's clean to keep stuff out of the way. Put your extra clothes up there and stuff, because if you're using your truck as a truck, the bed is gonna get a little dirty. But if you look under there, I do have my big old camping gear box under here, so plenty of storage still underneath the bed. But it's really nice having this little bit of extra space over here to throw all your stuff. Now, I also have been running this fan pretty constantly. It's really quiet, and this is an upgraded version of the fan, so it's the new Max Air fan, which the way the cover's designed and everything, it actually allows you to keep this going in the rain, which is huge because I didn't experience this last night, but typically when there's rain, there's a lot of humidity, and being able to keep your fan running while it's raining is huge. Get that cross breeze, cool you down a little bit. And these windows, because of the way they open outward, you can still have these open in the rain. And, you know, if it's a downpour, you might get a little water inside, but if it's just drizzling, leave those, you know, maybe just slightly cracked. You could still get some airflow in here. Close the screen down, keep the bugs out. And this is just such a nice place to be. If you are a little taller than me, I'm 5'10", you probably would want to go with the extended version, not the slim version, because that would just give you a little bit more space. But headroom's great while I'm sitting on this bed. Even better if I'm kind of sitting under this bubble. Got tons and tons of headroom. And yeah, it just has been working out super well. Let me show you this battery system I've got over here. So you can use pretty much any battery you want. I've got this pretty massive Anker Solix battery. So I've got the solar hooked into the back of it, so it is charging up with the solar panels. And then I'm running my fan off of that as well. And I just picked this battery up about a month ago, so it's still pretty new to me, but it's been working really well. You can see I'm getting 5 watts of input and, 5 watts of output, 24 watts of input. So with this fan running on like 30% right now, it's really not going to kill this battery. I could keep it running. It's pretty cloudy right now. It's saying that even with the fan running, this battery should be fully charged in 9.2 hours. So that's pretty impressive. And yeah, there's also a light system too. So let me show you that. So the lights also run off of a 12-volt port. I forgot my splitter for this little camping trip, but you could plug a 12-volt splitter into there and run the lights and the fan at the same time. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that this time because I just forgot to bring some parts with me. But here's the little controller for the lights. So you've got on off right there. And then you've also got a mode selection. So you can go between this orange light, keep the bugs out at night. There's also a bright white, kind of a cooler white. And then you've got a warm white, which kind of mimics the interior lighting of most houses. So this is the mode I prefer to run it on. It just feels a little cozier when you've got it like that. You've also got some brightness adjustment here. So at night you can dim them down so it's not blinding you. But these get super, super bright. Even in the middle of the daytime, it's doing a pretty good job lighting up the interior of this Moonlander. Now, one of my favorite parts of the Moonlander and the Moonlander X is they build them to hold a lot of weight. So you can fold the window down, kind of use this ledge as a step right here, and you can hoist yourself up onto the roof and gives you a really sweet spot to check out the view. You could even set a camping chair up here, and you could have a couple people up here just hanging out. And getting high up is probably the best way to enjoy the scenery. So it's sweet that you can stand up on the top of this and really not worry what's under you. It also gives you a good way to clear off your solar panel if you need to, because you're able to climb up on top. And yeah, it's just really nice being able to climb up on top and really just hang out up here, eat dinner up here, do whatever you want to do. Also, the Moonlander that I have on my truck has like a diamond plated steel roof on it, which is great. But I think this is even a little bit better because the texture they have on here is similar to what they use on some paddle boards and stuff. So it's really grippy. Even if it gets wet, it's still grippy. And yeah, I feel like when I climb up on the top of my Moonlander that's on my Ram, sometimes I'm just walking around a little carefully, especially because I'm so high up. But with this material on the top of this, I'm really not thinking about where I'm placing my feet at all. I'm just walking around and I really have no fears of slipping. You don't need to get this material on the top though. So the new roof is sort of this translucent or somewhat translucent white material that's super, super strong, as you can tell because I'm standing on it, but it does let some light through. So you kind of have two options. If you want more of a blackout scenario where, you know, it's not letting a whole lot of daylight in, maybe you like to sleep in a little bit, you can get it with this texture, this kind of paddleboard material. And if you do want a lot of daylight coming through, you can just get the bare white roof and that'll still let a lot of light pass through. And while we're up here, you can see pretty good view of the massive solar panel that's powering everything in this camper. All right, now the big draw of the Moonlander X is that you can very, very quickly turn this into a full usable truck bed, haul motorcycles around, which the original Moonlander let you do too, but with that, you didn't really have a great spot to put your bed. So it was easiest to do that at home when, you know, I have my garage nearby, but I don't know, maybe I'm out camping and I want to pick something up or haul something big. Let's see how long it actually takes to convert this into couch mode and then store the bed panels as well. And I'm gonna time it. I've never actually done this before. I watched Luke do it, so I kind of know how it works, but I've never done it myself. So everything's set up as I would be camping. I didn't pull anything down yet. Didn't pull my battery down. We're just gonna do this real time, see what it's like. So starting the timer, let's get to work. And I'll stop my timer for a second. Minute 35, first time doing it. Now I've got a pretty sweet spot to hang out and really just relax. I could, you know, if you're working remotely, you could pull your laptop out here, get some work done, and just enjoy the scenery, maybe eat a little bit. This is sweet. I wish my Moonlander did this. This is such a good idea. All right, so minute 35 to get it from sleeping mode into couch mode. Let's resume that timer, and let's say I want to use my truck bed for more truck stuff, get the bed totally out of the way. Let's see what that process is like. There you go. Just over 3 minutes, and I've got a full truck bed now. I can do whatever I want with. I could probably get the rest of my bedding stuffed up in there. If not, put it in the back seat of the truck. Now I can haul motorcycles, which is what I like using my truck for. Well, there you have it, the Moonlander X. I'm really impressed with this product. I really liked the original one. I actually ended up buying the one that's on my truck from Luke at Moonlander, so he let us test it for the summer, last summer, and I ended up falling in love with it so much that I bought it. So I think that speaks to the kind of product they're making and, you know, what they're doing here. But this one, even better than mine. I love the overcab storage. It just makes this so much more usable, so much more practical. You don't feel like you're losing out on your truck, whereas with the one I have, sometimes, you know, there's something I want to haul, but I gotta pull all the bed panels out. I gotta make sure I stop at home to do that. So this just makes life a whole lot easier. And plus, I like the look of the overcab portion. I think it looks pretty sweet. Some people might not be the biggest fan of that look, but the good news is they're still selling the original ones. So now you've got options. They do them in multiple colors, and like Luke was saying, you can really option these up as much as you want or keep them as cheap as possible if you leave out a bunch of the options. So you can kind of set it up for, you know, whatever you use your truck for. So if you're interested in one of these, link will be down in the description. You can go check them out. They have a pretty cool configurator where you can see pricing and options for your specific truck, and they make them for pretty much any truck. I've got mine on a Ram 2500. This is on a mid-sized truck with a very short bed. You can do them on a Maverick. I've seen them on Rivians. So pretty much if you've got a truck with a bed, they'll be able to figure out how to get one of these on your truck. So there you have it, Moonlander X, super cool product. Thanks for watching, and check out alltfl.com so you don't miss anything. We'll see you in the next video.